like someone like Bro that's been in Europe, has played with teams like Astralis with a pretty good system for the most part. It's going to be nice to see what he's going to be able to bring for like people like Nitro and the coaching staff adapts, right, to being able to adjust their game plan.
Yeah, it's gonna also. I think I'm sure he's gonna have a lot of ideas from how Danish Counter Strike is played and EU Counter Strike in general. Bring that, try to help update Nitro and Daps a little bit. Chime in with some secondary calls. This guy is an anchor that was criminally underutilized on Astralis and has so much to give. I think in Counter Strike for as long as he can, and I'm really excited to see how he fares here in North America and whether he can strut his stuff here on this T side. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Anubis, and right off the bat, you got Bro with an entry. Hex, his partner in crime, on the Glock to open things up as well.
Yeah, and it could be even worse, right? I mean, the fact that NRG get to play on the T side, now you got Nitro, he's just being a little bit of a pest in the back lines. He does find himself at least one duel, so now making this back to a 2-on-3, still the advantage for NRG. But now they got the post plants, they got a good positioning, you still have the player behind the mid site, everybody's just waiting for this, a lot of work required, but now these CTs, they drop like flies, and NRG, they pick it up with pretty much the most ease ever.
Yeah, and it all starts off the back of Bro's entry. He's the guy that's going to do a lot of dirty work for you. He's not a player that's necessarily going to jump off the page in terms of statistics. He's a guy that will anchor for you. He'll entry for you. He'll make sure that the system is as clean and comfortable as possible. And you're already starting to see the fruits of the labor right here, right now. Of course, it's against lesser competition, but having him integrate into the system as fast as possible is of the utmost priority in my eyes for Daps and Nitro. Of course, now we're gonna let him see how he works in the default a little bit more, being that B defaulter in the long extremity, and NRG will slow things down as Alter Iron decide to actually force into this round specifically.
Yeah, it's a bit risky, but I mean, honestly, I think for Ultra Iron, this is not a bad idea. Like, I mean, again, if they can be able to find a way to convert this round, I mean, it can shake things up just a little bit. But I mean, again, if they do lose it, I mean, this economy is gonna essentially just hit the dumps, right? So NRG doing a really good tactic right now, like you said, just kind of playing a bit more back, waiting for some kind of aggression. Misha's already pushed himself already way through, so this is really strong positioning right now from the CT side. But it's a question if they're even going to attack this. NRG already taking mid bridge, so they've already essentially just dissembled this idea of what Ultra Iron want to do, and now they're just going to go back for the A-pop, and it's pretty much up for grabs right now, Paladin.
Ultra Iron have misread this. They have been given sound cues from Hex throwing utility for the mid player. And sure, you get this consolation frag onto Hex, but you've lost the A bomb site. They're going to plant right in your face. You've got a late mid lurk as well. This is going to spiral out of control. Bro is now up to bat. There's a team kill involved.
A TK.
Still in a 2v2 here. Bro's got to hustle all the way back.
Oh, no.
And they actually haven't even planted the bomb. They can hightail it back to B. That's the beauty of that round there, is that even though they lose A main, Bro basically gets all that information to settle down and hunker into this B bomb site.
Yeah, this is great. I love the mid-round calling like this because, again, they didn't just rush for the plant. They realized, look, like, Ultra Iron's really close. Let's just rotate back to B. Now they have the strong post plant. They're both inside of B main. So now this is going to be interesting because all their utility's gone, but they got the AKs equipped. You still got two players alive here with a Galil in hand. No more utility at all on the playing field. This is going to be tough because, again, CTs are going to have to go for the swing. Does win the engagement, but oh, hang on a second. Now, Bro, the new addition, has to be able to pop off. He needs to be able to find these kills, and I think the time has gone down, and Bro, beautifully done with a triple kill to get them that second round, but man, oh man, what a grinder.
Yeah, throw some teabagging in there as well, but yeah, that's what you like out of Bro. He's kind of a jack of all trades in a lot of senses, and in that situation, called upon to clutch, baits out the scout shot beautifully, and annihilates the force buy of Ultra Iron. And you kind of have a question here for the CT side if you want to force in again, knowing that it went down to the 1v1, but they're going to play a little conservative here. I don't know. And sometimes in this situation, if I'm the underdog, kind of going for the force buy could potentially jostle that T economy, give you a backdoor and a chance at getting 2 to 3 rounds. But of course, should you lose that, you might go down 0-4 in the hole, which I'm sure not a lot of people would like to actually go through in those circumstances.
Yeah, this is never a fun position to be in at all. So for Ultra Iron, I mean, again, now you can see a bit more of a heavier stack in the sides of mid and kind of leaning more on A, just leaving areas by themselves on the B site. But even NRG now, this is always a bit problematic too, because you always want to be really cautious of where to go because you don't know where the pistol stack's going to be. Like they definitely should have the read. There's no guns on the field, but Bro's going to do one better. He's just going to rip the heads off. So he's already out to a good start. And now this is a tough position because even look at Hex, he's able to find multi-kills. And now this is just falling apart here so quickly, Paladin, and now just down to Talon. And yeah, that's all she wrote. There's nothing here unless we see some incredible dig work, but not looking likely.
It's against the eco here, but seeing the both the extremity players of Bro and Hext kind of slicing through these bomb sites like butter is very exciting to me. It's a tantalizing prospect to NRG. And yes, Breeze had these very exciting moments here and there domestically, but I do feel as though Bro might give you a little bit more of a consistency factor that could make them a little bit more of a threat. You know, you look at the North American space right now, and it's very up in the air. You know, Complexity's made some changes. M80 have to go through with a stand-in. You've got Wildcard trying to defend their honor after that great Shanghai run. Then NRG want to throw themselves into the mix. We talk about Bro a lot, but we haven't even discussed George, who's also a very recent addition to this lineup as well, who, for all intents and purposes, is a fantastic replacement for Automatic in the NRG jersey. And I'm very excited to see his development alongside a fantastic storied IGL like Nitro. So there's a lot to like about this new look NRG, and for me, I think hoping that this team kind of picks it up off the ground as quickly as possible is really exciting.
Yeah, definitely agree with you, Paladin. I mean, I think that's kind of the expectation, right? I mean, now that NRG are, really evolved from their first roster, like I don't know about you, but I remember when we saw that first roster way back, I just absolutely hated it. Like this NRG team, I felt like it wasn't the best, but now we're starting to see them, finally putting the right pieces into this, which it's starting to make sense, right? Like George joined the team where George was kind of in handcuffs for a little while, where we were saying he needed better leadership and a better system for him to really thrive. I think he's going to have that here. And now even with the addition of Bro, like we talked about, having that European player and this talent, it's going to be great because now Bro doesn't have to worry about, COVID-19 and things like that, right? I mean, he can actually be comfortable on this team. So, I mean, these are all positive things, and let's see if it can be more positive here with getting this best of one done.
Yeah, it's two players breaking out of shackles, right? And I'm very excited to see them in an ecosystem that I think is a very good one. And look at this, just gunning into E-Box early. Doesn't actually net itself an early kill from George, but they'll get some good damage at the very least. Adding in early pressure here on this first buy round, and it's actually Hex to fall initially on this A side. So all that pressure that was potentially given over has to be fought for tooth and nail. NRG will go 1 for 1, but they're going to continue to pressure this B bomb site right here and right now.
Yeah, they're really starting to put some pressure on this as much as possible, but now they still have the bomb on the way back in the outskirts of outside of A. Oh god, Bro, he's fully blind! I was going to say maybe he can get away with this, but Arias at least going to be checking the 6, does get the kill, so now things are looking a little bit better here for Ultra Iron, but it's back to an even playing field. George down to 1 HP, OC with 18, Nitro has to be the one. He spots the head, he's got a good inkling on this, should be able to get the easy kill, he does, so now these CTs are going to get the rotate through, but again, look at the utility that's available here, Paladin, so they're going to get the plant down, but all this pressure is going to be on the post plant.
Yeah, getting rid of the B main player makes things a lot easier for NRG in the post. Flo's got an angle and this deep line to allow for Talon to scale, but the main players that are on the bomb side have evacuated. They're all in E-Box, they're all in B main, and now they can fight from these safe havens. And no kit as well. Wow, this one looks dicey to say the least.
Yeah, it does not look good at all. I mean, now they either have to commit to it, and even Nitro, perfect lineup, just gets it done. And I think for Flo, you got to save the op. You got to get out of here. I don't even know if he's going to be able to. He does get a nice quick shot onto the IGL of NRG, but I think he's about to escape with his life, thankfully. But man, if that would have gone down, that would have been even worse for wear here for Ultra Iron. But at least with this, they're going to have the op. They're going to have $3,600 on Flo. It can be a bit more of a scrappy purchase on this one, Paladin, which I think now, I mean, you're down 4-0. You got to try something. They already had one of the timeouts utilized as well, but I think it'd be a bit too early to call another one in my perspective.
Yeah, I don't necessarily need to here. There should be an initial game plan as to how to play with Flo's AWP. Hit a nice shot there. Excited to see what he has on offer. We know North America is star of developers and has been for honestly, the entire region's lifetime for all intents and purposes. So I'd like to see a little bit more from him, and here he goes, taking out Nitro nice and early, but George, he was thinking about going aggressive, and he gets his man and clips Zera. The trades are effective, they are swift, and NRG claim themselves to be bomb site once more.
Yeah, just so fast. And I mean, look at how much confidence they have. They're just running and gunning and pretty much just taking everybody's heads away. So now with Flo and, you know, Misha alive, I mean, they have the guns, but even Misha now gets a little bit over adventurous and even can't even keep that op in hand too. I was thinking maybe they would have been able to save these guns. That would have been a nice transition here for the following round of round number 6, but NRG, they're not letting them have it. And a full gun round's going to commence regardless, but they are going to use another timeout, which probably actually makes the most sense just because they have to figure out how do we slow down this aggression? How do we, you know, essentially, you know, barricade George not to just run through E-Box and just take down somebody within the first 10 seconds. They got to be able to slow down this aggression.
Yeah, they're going to have to try to command the respective NRG, and that's hard to do. I mean, this team went to Fragadelphia. They swept the competition there. They went over to Laundersland as well, swept the competition there as well. And it kind of teaches them how to have the mentality of a favorite. And for that mentality to kind of waver, you've got to have a little bit of mechanics go your way, some duels go your way, and slow this thing down really quick. You got to be defensive with your utility, yes, but you've also got to kind of stick to your confident status. You are on a four match win streak. You got to put your money where your mouth is and start winning some duels. Of course, it's easier said than done. You've got some fantastic individuals on the other end, but it's got to be up to players like Flo, players like Arias, who have been finding a little bit of leeway to start out this 0-5 start.
Well, and I was even just thinking about what you were talking about with Laundersland, and I remember seeing, like, I think even NRG lost, like, 4 rounds or something, or, like, a combined, like, 12 rounds and across, like, 4 maps or something. Like, it was just, they were just bulldozing people. But, you know, the benefit of that whole thing, too, like, just kind of alluding what you said, is the fact that NRG are doing all these right things to go to lands, trying to do everything as a group, just building that cohesion. But Nitro gets a little bit over peaky now, because Flo does actually start with the opening duel, which is something that we haven't been able to see yet from Ultra Iron. But an immediate trade back here from Hex, and now this is going to be a free A site. But the CTs are now making the rotates through. Utility available here too, Paladin, so this thing ain't out yet.
Yeah, this is one of those retakes you got to go for if you're Ultra Iron. You got to worry about the snake in the grass. Bro is there in mid-late to lurk once more. I know Flo is aware of it, and so is Clipzera. And there it is. Ah, that's the chance. Flo had to capitalize, but as he falls, now it's a one-prong assault. They know they're coming from the beach side, and now they can hunker down.
That's a good nade.
Know exactly where to fire off. Hex now up to bat. And he actually won't be able to support his teammate. George falls, and so does OC. Wait a minute. We got to find a way back in, and now it's all up to Hex. He needs the triple, and he'll find it. Quad to end the round, and NRG, it was a little dicey there, but they still keep that clean sheet alive.
Yeah, you got to give it to Hex, man. Like, he's come a long, long, long way. And the fact that he's sitting in the 8-2 right now, he's had 2 clutch moments here for NRG to keep them essentially with the 6-0, right? The goose egg is still on the plate here for Ultra Iron, unfortunately, but it's really him that's been able to keep things alive. And that was a really good attempt on the retake from the CT side. I actually was quite surprised as well. I thought the positioning from NRG was looking quite phenomenal, but very, very close. But no cigar, but now back to the pistols once again. The MP9 here for Misha. So this is where Ultra Iron, they have some tough thinking to do, because again, they got the triple player at B, close to E-Box, and now they're hoping to see if they're going to be able to catch George, but he gets away with murder again, Paladin. Look at this. He just keeps playing the same track over and over.
Yeah, he keeps beating that smoke, and they've just got to be more aware that that's a possibility, because I mean, he's done that, what, 4 or 5 times, and at this point, majority of those positions have netted him an opening kill. Of course, it's still going to be difficult to pull that man advantage back, or man disadvantage back, considering the weaponry at hand. But NRG still keyed in on trying to take that A main control, but apprehensive, and they'd be right to consider that, considering how bottled up Ultra Iron are in E-Box. Once that smoke fades, it's going to be a bloodbath here on the B site.
Oh, and they just go for an absolute massacre, and unfortunately, all 4 of them to just fall, and it's a meat grinder. Misha's the only one that's able to find 1 kill. Not going to really matter too much. Adds a little bit of cash, sure, but now the loss bonus in full effect. this is getting real tough to watch here, and this is kind of what we were expecting, right? We thought NRG were going to be a pretty well-oiled machine. I wasn't thinking it would be this well-oiled, right? I thought there might have been a round or two or something like that. But, you know, even them just winning the pistol and kind of been just sending it since then. No ops here for the T side either. They're just going to go 5 rifles, which actually, I kind of like it personally. I think this is not a bad idea. But we'll have to see. And again, Flo does have the op ready to go. He has, like you said, kind of been the guy that's been able to find these kind of little bit of a quick duels. But we're going to need to see more quick.
Yeah, definitely. And I can tell that he's got the mechanics, but he does need to work a little bit more on the positioning. I need to see him at the right place at the right time. Still trained in on mid, looking for that extra entry to start things off, but to no avail right now. Being smoked off, being forced and cordoned off into some tough angles. Here comes that Molotov to dissuade him as well. He's going to have to burn and fall, tuck tail. George now to boot alongside his crew. And look at how much space is being given with all that utility. Talon is available for an off angle, but they can crawl up here and trade effectively split into that A side if their heart's desire.
Well, yeah, and even Flo's down to 37 HP, and he hasn't seen anybody. Like, he was posted up, and the molly and the nades, they're completely just stunting him right now. So he's lost more than half his HP. Now Talon in a really tough position because you have to be able to find a kill here. And now with him pressing forward like this is becoming even more problematic because if he can't find at least one, that's going to happen. But can he find himself a little bit more? He can't escape it. Death will find him, and it's going to be Bro. So now Clipzera and his teammate going to push through E-Box. They know the jig is up. There's nothing happening at B, but they got to get moving here for the rotates. Misha comes up big with a double with the M4, and now finally we start to see some weights getting lifted here. A lot more for the Iron Club. They're able to find something, and they get themselves their first round.
Finally, an individual to get 2 instead of just 1 kill. I mean, the trades have been so effective for NRG, be it the post plan or be it the late round, but Misha getting 2 there is massive in terms of the scope of that round there. And the idea was set for NRG. They go 1 for 1 with the mid player, and you're thinking the split is easy, but they don't have a late A main player, and that comes back to haunt them. Alter Iron finally getting the right read of the situation. I was going to call a great round in terms of the mid-rounding where they just fall completely silent and force a player in middle to find some answers. And look at this. Confidence starting to flow now for Clipzera. Doesn't net himself in a kill, and now it's actually Operation Get the Hell Out of Dodge. And he's being defended, but... Okay, I said but he does actually find the kill, Clipzera. OC's there for the trade. But not a bad situation now for Alter Iron in the early round.
Oh, wow, and even OC gets caught. I thought he was going to maybe just get that timing. But now look at this. Misha's able to find even a trade. Looking to engage a little bit more. Now they're starting, like you said, to get this confidence. They're not so scared anymore. Something has really just flicked a switch for them getting this first round. And now they got themselves back again into the advantage situation. The AWP is still available here for Flo. Locked into middle. Onto camera now. Nitro just on the other side of this. And this is the thing. We need to either see Nitro or George be able to find an opener. And there you go. There you have it. Nitro. He finds the head of Flo. So now this opens things up even more. Now putting it into 2 different isolated duels. And you have to be able to see. Misha has to be able to stay alive. Wait for a rotate. Because you can see Arius slowly and surely coming for the flank.
Everybody's disconnected right now, trying to find any bit of information. Even the T's trying to tether up, trying to be available for these trades. But now Arias, he's made the right call. He's not gone A main, he's gone mid, but it's just too late. Finally, Nitro makes a move through camera, and the bomb can be safely planted. They've got to be aware about how fast Arias can be. And if he just keeps shift walking, he might be given a freebie of a kill. He knows that there's a player on site now. Surely it's all just a matter of timing at this point.
Oh, look at this. They're about to find each other, and even George, I think, spots it. There it is. Just, again, down to the millisecond of timing, and so now Misha has to come alive. Needs to be able to find this double kill, but both players are waiting. Nitro somehow survives. Gets caught in the head, but the helmet is going to save his life with 13 HP to spare, so NRG bounce back after their first round loss, but man, oh man, it's starting to look a little bit more competitive, and we're starting to see a little bit more of that fire here for Alter Iron.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're an advanced team, you're probably not going to have the deepest of strat books. You're still trying to learn how to play at this level. You got to really stick to your individuals and see if they can force some tough fights for NRG, make them potentially make a wrong read or a wrong late round call and win rounds like those where you're in the 2v2s. But right now, the clutch factor isn't going their way, but maybe the aggression can, and Clipzera tries that same move twice, and this time he'll be punished. Hex will capitalize on a rocky spray, and here comes the commit, or at least the initial commit to this A bomb site. They toss in a boatload of utility, but they'll find Alter Iron that there's nobody home.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a fake, and I actually like this because they still have kind of like a 2-2 split, but you still have, I think that's Nitro. Yeah, Nitro's kind of already pushed himself through Temple, so he's going to be able to backstab this, surely. It's just a matter of time, and he has to be the first one to get the engagement. Oh, it's a bit of a labored spray. He's not able to get anything done, but now things are getting a little bit more interesting here. 2-on-1 into this site, and it's all just down to Arius. Needs to be, again, to be able to find a multi-kill. A strong position here with the MP9. This can definitely happen. Needs to swing! Gets at least the one, so now it's down to Bro, the new addition. The European talent, the Astralis player, the former Astralis player, to come into a clutch situation into the North American soil. 40 seconds remaining. The fake plant going to be done, but look at this. Maneuvering around the smoke. Just toying with his enemies. Alter Iron, they're just waiting on side of pizza. They're having a bit of a bite. Waiting for the main course of Bro, and he's just waiting as well. Everybody is just playing the patience game. And look at Bro, now he gets a one-on-one duel. Can he be able to find the second one? Yes, he will!
I mean, it's genius from Bro. He causes so much chaos in the communication for Alter Iron. He fake plants the bomb on the CT side of the map, completely cuts noise by going into long, suggesting to Alter Iron that as long as the time continues to rot, he's probably absconded to A. And trying to get a head start on it, they try gunning themselves over, trying to maneuver around that default plan. It's right into the open arms of Bro. As soon as that first kill comes in, it feels destined for Bro. A little labored on that second spray, but we don't even talk about that. It's the idea of him setting up that clutch that is so exciting. And that's the potency that you can get out of a player like him. Being able to entry, clutch, lurk, all of the above. It really adds a new complexion to this NRG side. And you already see the fruits of the labor in full display right then and there.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. And I mean, that's what we were kind of all saying about NRG, right? We were saying there was something missing for the roster, like somebody with a good rifle ability, just another, flavor to the team that's just going to be able to add a little bit more. And I mean, yes, we do know that Alter Iron are an advanced team that's made it here, but it's great to see his debut is already looking so strong. But we'll see if he can keep up that form. 15-4. And look at Alter Iron, they're actually trying to get aggressive into B main, and it's a little bit of trades, but it actually will be the advantage here for the CT side. They will come out of this with only the cost of Clipzera. But now, this is where things get a little bit gross, and even George, look at him, he was trying to be a little bit sneaky around the smoke. And now, Alter Iron, Paladin, things are looking good for them to maybe even find their second round.
Yeah, it's a good 2v4 to have teed up for Alter Iron, or 4v2 rather. OC decides to scoot back on over. And Hex has actually got the A bomb site at this point. Trying to sell a little bit of a fake and really set up his teammate for success. He would have loved to get at least one kill there. OC actually pulls the trigger a little too quick for my liking, and yeah, he won't even get that first one. Misha quick on the trigger. Alter Iron gathered themselves a very comfortable second. And it's all off the back of that B main aggression. They don't allow for Bro's antics on that B main side of things to extend out of control. And that's all off the back of Arius' double kill.
Yeah, again, I love that we're seeing, Alter Iron, the fact that they're just starting to, push through B main, they're starting to, be aggressive in A, like they are really just starting to put some pressure points on this, which I think is important because CT side can just be a disaster on this map, right? So the fact that they're trying to do things, and even Clipzera has pushed Canal so many different times, like, yeah, I mean, it's been essentially a 1-on-1 success, but it's been good. It's been nice to see, and now they're not starting to play a little bit timid. Now NRG, they're not going to be timid. They're just going to take bridge control once again. But you still have Misha. You still have other players to worry about. But again, they're just going to kick the damn door down.
Yeah, back your players. In this situation, trading like that is a very effective solution. It ruins all the complicated aspects of the round, but it confirms it nonetheless, and it's the final round of the half, so Ultra Iron can't save in this situation. They're trying to slowly box their way back into the A bomb site. Arius on the flank, but Flo and Clipzera have got to dig OC out. They've seen this mid lurk happen so many times before. Finally, they find their man. Arius finds one more, and now it's all onto George. Just 11 HP to his name. Finds the first. He's got to clearly shape players off, and he finds both of them. George with the 1v3. Ace to boot. 10 rounds for NRG on this T side.
Well, it looks like it's been a bit of a bro-vid-19 effect here from NRG because, man, oh man, they take it with a 10-2 moving into the second half of the first best of one here. Laz and Paladin to bring this action for you, and we'll see if Ultra Iron has got something in store for us on that T side because, man, oh man, Paladin, they're going to need the pistol round.
Oh, they're going to need that and a lot more. There's a lot to like about this NRG debut alongside Bro. And the ECL debut of George isn't too bad either. Now, the A execution on the cards here for Ultra Iron. And they've been given a lot of room here. It's only Hex to initially take the first contact. And they're going to drop the smoke, but these Dual Brothers really got to find something.
Yeah, even Hex, I was thinking the right idea, but just a little bit too late, and look at the Glocks! It's just all Glocks all over the kill feed, and yeah, they're going to get into this A site. Now things are looking a little worse for Rare here for NRG, but OC might be able to have this backstab if he can find it, but he's already been exposed, and oh man, all down to Nitro now. Doesn't have a kit. This is not going to be easy because, again, he has 3 players to go against. He has the first one on pillar, but then he has to worry about the double in A main, and now he's been spotted. This is not looking good here. NRG might not be able to find themselves a secondary pistol round unless Nitro can do the impossible. Misses that first engagement shot, and there it is. Ultra Iron, they're going to be able to start off this T side very well, but now, can they continue on and get themselves a couple more rounds?
Yeah, they're going to have to. And maybe in this round here, NRG will take it easy, but already seeing some force spies around the corner. Multiple MP9s in full effect. So Ultra Iron will have their hands full straight away. Nothing coming easy for them on the road back to those 10 rounds. And we'll see what kind of mental fortitude this team has when under duress like this. They've been really turning a corner in terms of their results. But of course, when it comes to NRG, it was always going to be a tougher task. It's really a question of how much can they hang around this team right now. And they've got to pass this next test on the road to that redemption.
Yeah, and we kind of were seeing it, you know, in the end part or the end portion of the first half where Ultra Iron was really starting to look a lot more comfortable playing. So now even just finding this pistol round, maybe it's enough, right? Maybe it's going to be the boost of extra confidence they want. But we'll have to see because, like you said, I mean, you still have to worry about NRG with these stacks. Oh, a perfect nade that's just going to pop over in the smoke and clip Zera, just eats Nitro alive. But it's just going to be the one kill. But at least now they're taking down the IGL. They got themselves on the 5-on-4 advantage. And you can see Ultra Iron, they're kind of rotating the bomb all the way through T-spawn. Now they're going to put the eye on the prize of this A site. But let's not forget, Paladin, there's 3 NRG players that are close by.
Yeah. They will be able to respond in kind, but they're just so worried about having lost mid that they're trying to re-clear this. Very similar to the previous round where they just don't have bodies on A.
Oh, this is
Finally,
a good read.
they are satisfied with what they've seen, and they're just going to completely gamble. 4 players here to greet what Ultra Iron is sending towards them, and it's going to be a straight car crash on A.
Yeah, and they can't even back out of this. They have to commit to it with 15 seconds, and these pistols are starting to do some good work, but at least the rifles still pack a really good punch. But that was looking really, really scary because NRG, they had a perfect read on that, and it could have gone their way, but I think their positioning was just a little bit off because you could see that some of them are on the sidewall there, and not the easiest position to play, but nonetheless, not a bad effort. But at least Ultra Iron now can get themselves 4 on the board. AKs with the MP9 is going to be secured, and even NRG, again, minimal investment, looking like a flasher from Nitro, a Deeg, P250, really not much is going to be spent here, but it doesn't really make sense for it, right? NRG should be kind of more on the conservative, and maybe they'll even try something a little bit different. It does look like 2 players at B, double player A main, with the flash of Nitro to pop them out, so that's going to be the most important thing to watch here momentarily. But even Talon, it's going to go deep here. George does find himself this one. A little bit of consolation prizes, but this thing's just kind of getting pulled pork sandwich and kind of just looking like Ultra Iron. They're going to be able to find themselves potentially this 5th here pretty quickly.
Yeah, they'd like to collect some of those guns that are sitting outside B main, but to no avail. They're now being crunched from Misha in the E-box as well. And now George is going to have to go searching ahead of all of that. Finds 2 bodies, but can't pull the trigger. He's found the 3rd one as well. They know where everybody is, but George has fallen. It's just Nitro on this USP. He finds himself a dink, but that's all she wrote. Ultra Iron continue to cut down this lead. Now 5 the difference between the 2 squads. And NRG will finally get themselves guns out. NRG, or OC rather, will finally get his AWP out as well. And I'm really curious to see how he fares under this new look NRG. Being called into question here and there with kind of his pedigree, so I'm hoping that he can kind of provide something here on this defense.
Yeah, I feel like I was always his biggest critic. Like, I always just felt like, look, we need to see something different from OC. You know, this team is definitely going to have to be like him reinventing himself and finding, you know, better work with the op. But we'll see. We're going to be able to find out maybe with a new composition of players here that might change things. But he's not even needed right now. It doesn't even matter. He's taking a lot of damage, but his teammates are going to be able to find these kills. And Ultra Iron, in kind of these awkward fights as well. I mean, they were kind of engagements that they weren't able to really get that instant trade either. So NRG, again, they kind of just get away with everything. Like, they get like a little bit of damage against them, but all 5 players are going to stay alive. They're really in power position right now because they can kind of just really tuck tail on the defense if they want to. And this just makes it even worse for Ultra Iron because they have so much work that they have to do. They have lots of utility available still, luckily, but Arius does have to be able to find something. Nade's now going to get exposed into B main. But look at how NRG have played this setup here, Paladin. It's a 2-2-1.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, playing the trade game is of the utmost priority for NRG. And for Ultra Iron, they're going to have to go one step beyond. They're going to have to find a 2-for-1. Or perhaps an undermanned site. But right now, I mean, you've got George and Bro on this B bomb side who have done so much good work across this map. And now they're just going to go full contact. You got a third player that's rotated in, but look at Misha go, and look at Arius. The entries are sublime. They go completely dry, and NRG find nothing. Maybe Ultra Iron got a little something to give here, Laz.
Yeah, things are starting to really turn the tides here a little bit. I thought NRG would have been able to maybe take this flawlessly, but really now we're starting to see Ultra Iron, you know, the advanced team, the underdogs in this situation, they are really starting to have a bit of a bite on this. And this is kind of making NRG, makes me wonder if NRG are going to want to call the timeout here pretty soon just to clean things up a little bit. Because I was thinking this gun round was looking so good for them with the first opening duels. They had the 5-on-3, and then since then they weren't able to find anything. Like Arius is down to what, 2 HP, sure, but this is getting interesting now, Paladin.
It's a 5v3 and 3 players on the B bomb site to deal with the hit. And nobody finds anything. That's a nice parting kill for OC, but the damage is already done. Ultra Iron now, again, crawling back into this game, making it a 4-round deficit. They've got to play around that sniper rifle now, considering they've got no funds to support it. And we'll see what an aggressive OC may look like here. Was looking for that E-box fight early in the last round, and this time he might have to take it. Maybe even a B main fight as well. Cards are definitely on the table for him. It's a solid nade to start things off. Flow down to 49 HP. But OC's not really that stalwart for an opening kill here. Well, there we go. A boost actually over the top of that B main lurk smoke, and they get the 5v4 straight away.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they needed. Like you said, it was all on OC here. He's in the driver's seat. He has to be able to find something. So thankfully he's able to get that boost, get things started a little bit. Hex is just on the other side of the smoke. Oh man. Oh my god, Hex! Oh, he's able to find that double. And he's looking for more, and he picks up an AK. He's slaughtering them. He is single-handedly just taking this round away with a quad kill. Hex once again. He wants to be on the kill feed, and he wants another highlight reel.
Feels a little bit of jumping the gun there from Ultra Iron. They had the right idea to end in A, but walking straight through a smoke, that's where the difference between advance and relegation comes in. And ECL comes in. I mean, you're going to have a much harder time to just break through and trade in when you've got superior anchors like Hext and Bro on either sides of the map. And even with just a 5-7, he makes that puppy sing. And now, all that hard work, all that good effort to pull this one back, the wind has just been completely ripped out of the sails. And NRG now 2 rounds away to just close this debut off in style.
Yeah, it's a really good note you bring up, right? Like we talked about, you know, for relegation and stuff like that for Ultra Iron. It's like it's a huge accomplishment to be able to get to this stage and to play in ECL and things like that, but this is for them. I think, you know, I wonder what their mindset was going into this game, realizing, look, we're the less experienced team. Let's just see what we can do. Let's play our game and our game only. And they've been able to bounce back. I mean, we're still talking about 11-6 half, or 11-6 game, I should say, sorry, but it ain't over yet, but we'll have to see what they got in store. And Nitro, oh, he gets overwhelmed, and I thought maybe he would have been able to at least find himself that 1 kill, but no. Ultra Iron now start things off with the opening engagement once again. But how well can NRG reply back to this? Double op's going to be Bro here equipped with the big green. We haven't been able to see that yet from him yet in NRG. And you can see Ultra Iron, they're trying everything in their power to go through camera. Shots being missed from OC. That's going to be two strikes, but he's still into the playing game. But now he's just getting overwhelmed, and Ultra Iron finally get into this site.
I think he got to save at this point, but Bro's kind of in too deep. He's caught between a couple of Molotovs, but he still hits the flick. They're thinking about this. They're really considering it at this point now that they've got that little bit of an opening. Bro's going to continue to slink around trying to find something. He's spotted a barrel, George, and now he spotted a leg. Finally, he finds the kill, and Bro finds another. How in God's name of NRG slink their way back into that one? I can't tell you. Ultra Iron will be sent reeling, and surely at this point, as far as Anubis is concerned, they'll be sent packing.
Yeah, that was really, really nice work from NRG. The fact that, like, in that kind of positioning, like you said, you could spot the barrel. You knew exactly where the one player was, but I don't know how they got away with that. The fact they were able to take down the site player like that without getting traded, that's just one of those things where NRG, you know, the stars aligned pretty nicely. But now they're on match point here for the best of one. And just for anybody that's not aware, there is another best of one after this, just in case you've forgotten. We're here for you. We want to give you support, but this could be all over here for Anubis. And then moving things over to the secondary, and look at the guns here, Paladin. This is not a position you want to be in with 1 AK, you know, Deegs and Mac 10s and things like that. Like, it is just not the best composition of weapons here to get yourself in round 19.
Considering this faster B split, there's only 2 players here. Finally, a third person rotates in, but they're going to go straight through the smoke, right into Bro's waiting arms, and now he's teed up for a couple, but he only finds the one. It's all up to the captain in the back of the site. He finds another dink, but he stalled just long enough for OC to make it to the scene of the crime. Misha now in the 1v2. Doesn't have a gun to pick up just yet. He'll try to get this bomb down. He fakes it out, but that's just given enough time for Hex to come in with the rotation. The backstab is there, and NRG closed 13-6. It's Ultra Iron's veto, but at the end of the day, it reads NRG every single day of the week. It's as easy as you'd like. Sure, there's a little bit of hiccups here, but that new roster smell, Laz, it smells damn good.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, look, it was looking really, really good for NRG.